Hello and welcome to the first game of today. It is GosuCup Asia. We are here with the 7th edition of GosuCup, sponsored by Neolution, and we will see the first round of the winners bracket. Yesterday there were over 240 teams that started in GosuCup Asia, and they went into a single elimination bracket and ended up with only 4 teams left. So we have got ourselves a double elimination bracket with those 4 teams, starting off with Zenith versus Mineski. The other 2 teams in this, in the 4 teams left, I should say, are Dreams as well. Oh, Crystal Maiden, apparently. Dreams, as well as... Wow. Wait a second. It's still early. And it is... Why can't I see that? Oh yeah, Rising Stars! How could I forget that? Ooh, that's a cool curry. So, if you want to watch Rising Stars vs Dreams, you can go to SheeverGaming. He's on Twitch TV. He's casting that one. As you can see, it's an all pick mode. That's because admins can sometimes also be bad. Doesn't normally happen, but apparently this case, it was the case. So, we have got Zenith taking on Mineski. We see a Pudge, we see a Wisp. Would have really much have liked to see how this draft went, but apparently no such luck for us. But we'll see who we have here. We have got Bianca playing the Crystal Maiden in this one. It will be G playing the Visage. Here on the top lane will be a safe lane for the farming Razor, who is played by farming Dragonite rather, who is played by a Dot. Can't really check out the names. Jay will be playing the Queen of Pain in the solo mid lane, and on the off lane we'll have a Windrunner played by Oa. He'll be trying to get some experience. It should be okay. It's gonna be 2 dual lanes coming off from Zenith. We've got ourselves HY probably playing the Rubik here with a very cool skin. We've got Yamate playing the Gyrocopter for this game. He'll be farming it up on the bottom lane. In the mid lane will be the Pudge played by some blocks. We can't really know which name that is either. X-Freedom will be playing the Wisp here in the solo mid lane. Well, semi-solo, not solo mid, but semi-mid lane. I mean, he is gonna probably trying to stack and pull a bit as much as possible and getting some experience here with the small camp while still being able to support the Pudge. And we have got 2 supports, by the way, in hiding. And they are gonna try to kill off the Sandin. It is ATLM, who is going to be playing the Nature's Prophet here on this offlane, and will try to stay alive as long as possible. Might be tough though, because I mean, Crystal Maiden, a very strong support in the early stages of the game with a nice nuke and a disable. And here comes the Dragon Tail and the slow, and this will be the first blood. No real surprise there. There is no escape for this Nature's Prophet. He pops the salve, but it's not going to be happening. Visage takes the first blood. And takes a quick wave with him as well, apparently. And yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the Visage and the Crystal Maiden for you. I mean, Visage always, everybody says, one of the stronger supports in the early stages of the game, especially on an aggressive tri lane. Crystal Maiden is very slow, as she's being chased around by Trans, but very slow. And I mean, normally she's not really picked up purely because she's very squishy. But if you can find a good use for her early game, her nukes are really, you shouldn't underestimate them. They're great for setting up ganks and kills. You've got a slow, you've got a disable, and all that stuff. You see Pudge getting harassed quite a bit. I mean, Pudge versus the Queen of Pain, in theory, should be won by the Queen of Pain, but look at the harassment already done on the Queen of Pain. She actually got hooked just now. You saw that maybe on the side screen there for a bit. But taking some damage from that. 4 last hits versus the Pudge that has 8. So, I mean, I say it's in theory should go to way of the Pudge, but for now, it is practice that victors over the theory that I had. So, on the bottom lane, it is a fairly simple lane. Windrunner shouldn't really die here. Is not really getting any last hits, but experience-wise, she should at least get some, especially now that she's gonna get supported by this Crystal Maiden here. Places the Sentry Ward already, but now that they know that there's just gonna be a dual lane bottom, they might as well just try to get that Windrunner a bit of extra farm, because at some point when this Wisp gets level 6, when this Pudge gets level 6, you want to have your heroes at level 6, or at least have a decent amount of farm and level as well, because otherwise they're gonna get killed off really fast. and they're gonna be they're gonna be the target of the ganks that Wisp can do. In the meantime, we've got another maybe kill here. Nature's Prophet still level 1, can't really TP himself away, tries to get himself another level before he dies. He actually does get level 2, takes the big golem, but yeah, dead is what he is right now, so hope it was worth it for him, but it's probably the best thing that you can do. If you think you're gonna die already, then you might as well just make sure that, you know, you take everything with you as much as you can. Be that damage on your enemy heroes, be that farm, in this case farm and experience, really helpful there. And now we see Pudge having a regen rune. See if he can put that to use. I mean, the thing about Pudge versus Queen of Pain is, like, Queen of Pain can maybe with enough harassment take care of the Pudge, even though that's really not possible because, yeah, well, it shouldn't be happening, let's put it that way. But the Pudge can't really kill Queen of Pain before he's level 6, because he needs that dismember. You can't really hold Queen of Pain in place. Or, well, he needs maybe a tether stun helping out or something like that. But that's just such a short duration stun that Jay should always be able to run away from that. Or blink away from that, rather. As he does so again, after really taking a lot of damage from that hook. Hook is level 3, so that explains it. And I mean, this is a Queen of Pain that's having a tough time. 12 for 2, while the Pudge is sitting on 20 for 0. This Queen of Pain is losing her lane against the Pudge. Something that should not happen. As Crystal Maiden goes down on the bottom lane, TP was used for that, for the Nature's Prophet, and a double damage rune up on the Rubik. So that was really helpful there. And of course the kill goes to Yamate, so that's a bit of extra gold for him. As they're gonna try to go again, and this time they'll get her before she can blink away. The harassment was enough, and I mean, this just shouldn't happen. Queen of Pain is known to be one of the more stronger laners of all. Like, not just, like, of all. Not just in mid, but just very strong laning presence with an escape, with harassment and everything. On top of that, she's ranged versus melee. So that should kind of help out there, but this Queen of Pain is not able to stand up against this Pudge. And I would almost say, like, if she's not gonna get ahead, because now Pudge is level 6, they might actually want to rotate Windrunner in here. Put the Queen of Pain on the bottom lane. Windrunner level 4 for now. Level 5 up on the Gyro. I mean, there is a big difference here. Level 2 still up on the Crystal Maiden. I mean, level wise, look at this. Of course, Nature's Prophet is not having a fun time on the top lane, but he was involved in that kill just now on the bottom lane, and that helps him. And we know that Nature's Prophet, if they get a hand of Midas, they'll be able to catch up. Like, okay, he's having a tough time right now, but with the hand of Midas, he should be able to get back up in his feet and be on a normal level, maybe even a bit higher, at about 20 minutes in or so. So I'm not too worried yet for this Crystal Maiden, but I am kind of worried about Mineski. I mean, this top lane is working out fine for them, with the Dragonite getting some free farm, though, compared to oh, wrong button. And he's actually highest on last hits as well, net worth as well, actually, because of those 2 kills. But the other 2 lanes for Mineski are just really not working out, and you want to be able to have at least your Queen of Pain working out, because when that Wisp and that Pudge are gonna go ganking, which they can soon, 2 levels to go, 1.5 rather for X Freedom here. When they start ganking, you want to have something that can distract their attention away from the Dragonite. And the thing to do that with, or the hero to do that with rather, is the Queen of Pain, as Nature's Prophet goes down again on the top lane. Dragon Tail used, Dragon Form used, and the tower goes down as well, and they go actually bottom, where we already saw the Windrunner being very low, but it is Yamate that's getting harassed away here. Is there another Frostbite? There is a Nova, that will slow him down, should be enough. Rocket Barrage though, he turns around, wants at least try to take a kill with him, and does do so with Rubik picking up the last hit. Pudge coming in though, gets the Visage, and that is going to be one surviving Gyrocopter. Here comes the Wisp as well. Queen of Pain came in here, but she is forced to back out. Nature's Prophet though, he's gonna run right into that. Shadow Strike as well. Courier might be in a bit of trouble. Sonic Wave, that's gonna be a free kill for Jay. Tower will still go down, but at the same time, we also got Dragonite. He was the one that didn't rotate, while everybody of Zenith actually rotated. So it is, of course, it was a good fight for Zenith in the end. They got a couple of kills out of that one, but they used 5 heroes to do so, and leave the Dragonite to free farm on the top lane. But of course, Pudge being there involved in the kill, and Rubik getting himself some extra levels as well. As Yamate not dying, that's probably the most important thing that we can take from this. That's a pretty important thing to have.
Is under attack.
And they don't even get the tower out of it. It would be a small win for Mineski. Oh, the hook gets a creep. Guess we're gonna have to keep our eye on this guy for a little while longer because I'm thinking that wasn't the last of the hooks. Ooh. One blind hook to the Crystal Maid? No. Crystal Maid level 3, by the way. And that's gonna be really tough for her because we know why Crystal Maid is not picked up because she's slow, she's squishy. And right now she's not that slow anymore. She got boots. Congrats. She is very squishy though. She's got 500 HP and that's not where you want to be right now, as we do have the Wisp sitting at level 6 just now, so might have something happening, especially if they're gonna try to counter-initiate this gank that is incoming. They find the Rubik, there goes the slow, there goes the Dragon Tail, and that is going to be a death for Zenith. The hook gets the Windrunner, but she windruns herself away. And the Wisp actually did not rotate it with them, he actually went to base. So no counter initiation there, and Mineski gets themselves a kill with a smoke gank there. More importantly, Dragon Knight gets himself a kill with a smoke gank there. And Dragon Knight, of course, the one that you want to get all your farm up on. He is still sitting highest on net worth. Yamate only following, well, 500 gold behind. It's not that much, but still quite a substantial difference. I say substantial, but we also have to, of course, take into account that there is one tower down on the side of Zenith, while there's no tower down on the side of Mineski. And that's a small difference right there as well. Let's see what these people are building. Soul Ring being built up by the IO. I'm still expecting a gank from these two, but the fact is, like, where are you gonna gank, right? You're gonna gank the mid lane, then you have to make sure that you can get that hook slash dismember up on the Queen of Pain. Shackle! Let's just jump into a creep, but it's only level 1 Shackle. The hook misses though. And this should be Mineski out safe, or can they be out safe, or are they gonna try to counter initiate this? It would have been a 3-on-4, because Crystal Maiden is still around there as well. She just walked away though, but might have been in favor of Mineski there, especially since of course the hook just missed. Got a bit of a cooldown there. They're not gonna continue to try. But yeah, who are you gonna gank on at this point? You need wards to know who you're gonna gank on, and they don't have wards, just got counter warded here. Yeah, Radiant Ward was sitting up on the hill, I believe. But yeah, counter warded there, so there's no extra vision for Mineski at this moment, or sorry, for Zenith at this moment, and that's something that's so important. If you are a Wisp. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be one dead Queen of Pain, no blink for her. Zenith. Freedom getting the last hits there. Who needs wards if you can hit hooks blindly? Maybe, yeah, they're gonna try. This is the only one that's by himself on the map. He turns into dragon form, gets a dragon tail up on the punch, tries to fly away. Might not be able to do that though. I mean, there's the hook damage going through and the hit, and that is gonna be the kill going the way of Zenith once again. And that's something that you can't do anymore at this stage of the game. So that was, in my opinion, just a mistake of that Dragon Knight. When the Wisp is level 6, like the reason that Wisp is such a strong hero is not because of the ganks. Of course, the ganks are very strong, but it kind of forces you into a certain type of play. It forces you into maybe a bit more 5-man-ish oriented play, because you can't go off by yourself. Because if you do, that happens and you're gonna be killed off, you're gonna be ganked, and you can't farm by yourself unless you have like a very solid escape mechanism, but you can count on that the enemy is countering that one. Like for example, if you can go invisible, they'll bring dust to gank you.
Middle tower is under attack.
If you're gonna blink away, if you're the Queen of Pain, you have to make sure that you mind game that blink, because that punch is gonna hook you, thinking he knows where you blink towards. So, I mean, it's definitely not easy, and that's like the most annoying thing about playing up against the Wisp. Just being forced into a playstyle that you might not even want to try out. Do take the second tower of the game though. The middle tower goes down. A very important tower to take if you are on the side of the Dire. So there's normally a bit of a Dire advantage for Roshan already. If you take out that mid-tier 1, the closest TP point for the Roche pit is probably like tier 2 or tier 1 on the bottom lane, and that is like really far away if you compare it to the Dire towers that you can TP to. So the Dire advantage just got increased by quite a bit in terms of Roche location. And this Pudge is looking for something. He's got himself a haste rune as well, so that would mean that he can just walk up to a target and start dismembering him. And it looks like he has his eyes set on this Dragonite. No. Goes top. Queen of Pain. We already have Wisp coming there as well. You can start off with the tether. Oh, brilliant spider sense relocation skills. Spider sense is tingling and all that jazz. TPing out at this first sign of danger. Pudge though, he TP's bottom as well. Realized that the Queen of Pain left. Still looking for something. Just walks up to the tower, gets a hook up on the Visage. Almost. Oh, actually, Nature's Prophet Ultimate will take him down, but Pudge goes down with him, and that's not a worthy trade. And they will take down the Crystal Maiden here as well, though. Means I'm Rubik for a Crystal Maiden, so a 2-for-2 trade. 2-for-3 trade rather, as Yamate will escape with the help of X Freedom. Bird still chasing him down. Windrunner actually ended up going down as well. That was a Rubik's Fate bot that just got a double kill. I was gonna say, like, the Nature's Prophet Ultimate was perfect. Pudge provided vision on everybody, and everybody went so low, especially if you're level 5 Crystal Main. I mean, you don't have anything else that offers you survivability. I mean, she's starting to build a couple of bracers. That's great. But yeah, they went down real fast. The Push died for them too, though. Like, it didn't start off that nice, but Rubik just saved his honor, so to speak. And I got a double kill. Crystal Maiden kill, not that important. Windrunner kill, quite important, because she is building towards that mechanism for her team. And delaying that will be a very big factor, because I just said that Mineski is probably forced to play a bit more 5-manish. If you're gonna play 5-manish and you don't have a mechanism, you're all that much weaker. Your opponent team, by the way, as in Zenith, doesn't really start to build a mechanism just yet. So they can't really, they don't really want to 5-man just yet. And with a Pudge in the game, with a Wisp in the game, you don't have to unless your enemy is forcing you to, which at the moment they are not. And by the way, they've got some extra boards here as well, so they realize that Crystal Maiden is walking around here. They see that the Dragonite is here as well. But, I mean, this is free food.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This girl right here. She is probably one of the more saddest heroes on the map, and she's gonna try to dodge the hook. Oh, look at that! Doesn't even need to dodge it. Didn't get it. There, it is of course daytime. She saw him on the other side of the river as well, so you can hide from that. Then, because we have a couple of people hiding here. Let's see that hook. It gets the dragon. Goes for the Shadow Blade though, but Sentry Ward, anticipation. They knew what to expect. They even had dust just in case. I mean, that's the thing that I just said. If you're gonna be ganked, they'll know your escape mechanisms if you have one. And they of course saw the Dragonite building towards the Shadow Blade, and they're gonna be able to kill you off without... Oh, that's a nice one. With or without escape mechanism. Tier 1 tower could be the first tower that Zenith takes down here. By the way, this is just the best out of 1. If you lose this, you're gonna go to the loser bracket. No questions asked. Sonic Wave, Scream. Does quite a bit of damage. Doesn't kill anybody off though. And with the urn charges coming off from Zenith, I mean, nobody's gonna feel any bit of pain anymore. Tower gets denied. That's the big thing. Since the changes, of course, in latest patch, the tower last hits are all that more important. Because I mean, overall, it's a bit of an increase of gold if you actually don't last hit the tower with the hero, that is. But having it denied then means a lot more as well. So important things there for Mineski. I mean, it was their first tower and didn't end up giving it away. As we're gonna see this guy having a bit of trouble. I mean, there's 5 people from Zenith rotating bottom. And this is interesting to see, because Zenith doesn't really have a lineup that you would say, oh, they're gonna go 5-man at about like 20 minutes in and they're gonna win the game. They don't have that kind of lineup. They have got a ganking lineup, very heavy ganking lineup with a very high global potential there, with of course and Nature's Prophet and the IO, and they're gonna try to go for this tower. Gets destroyed still. They're gonna go for the Pudge. The cooldown comes down on 4 people though, and that is gonna be pushing everybody back. Yamate with this BKB. It is gonna be 2 people already taken down. Maybe they can take it down, and Nature's Prophet in return as well, as the Queen of Pain comes in, takes down a Rubik. Might be able to take down... Nope, Nature's Prophet will be safe. TP's himself out. Visage has bought back. We're gonna see Crystal Maiden still go down. Frostbite is there, but you're standing in rot. You're gonna get poisoned to death rather. Haste rune up on the Queen of Pain, still trying to get something done here. But in the end, all they took down was a Rubik. Dragonite getting taken down by his own Dragon's Breath by the Rubik as well. I mean, Rubik did his thing. Killed off the Dragonite. Was a worthy sacrifice for him. And they get a buyback out of the supports as well. I mean, or one of the supports rather. That's a big win right there. Zenith, apparently their 5-man lineup can definitely 5-man really nicely. Windrunner got picked up very early, I believe, at the fight. Punch bought back as well, by the way. Punch died, of course, as the first one. That was the one they targeted. That's a missed hook. Dragon Tail still hit. There's a slow as well. Punch, if he dies again, he already just bought back. That would be very painful. That is very painful. It will be the Rubik that ends up going down. Nice Sonic Wave still to return it though, but that gives Dragonite a double kill. You can't really afford to give that away. Niche Prophet waiting for his TP. He does also have a Shadow Blade should he need to escape. But they're not even up for him. Realizing that he does have an escape. And he's probably already gone. There goes the smoke. But they smoke right on the reward of the Radiant team. They're gonna turn around though. They're thinking about smoking, or at least they made it look like they were smoking top. I like this. I like this a lot. Like, okay, they saw them smoke, but they thought they were smoking top. They'll go back though right now. They can't find anybody anymore. The rest doesn't really go out of their way. And by the way, we just saw, of course, the first fight where Yamate used his BKB on the bottom lane there. In the meantime, Queen of Pain has picked herself up an Orchid, so that's a very good ability to have for against well, almost everybody here of Zenith, to be fair. Even Yamate, you don't want to deal with that Flak Cannon or Rocket Barrage. It's a lot of damage going through, especially if you have got some squishy supports like Crystal Maiden or a Visage, who are the lowest 2 levels in the game, both up on the side of Mineski, level 7 and level 8, while the 2 supports of Zenith are both level 9. Oop, missed. We see the gold graph, it's like, it's barely any difference, right? And there are actually, there's 1 tower difference and a deny tower as well, so it should, in theory, be in favor of Mineski. But because of Zenith's farming, and of course also a bit of their kills, they are not that far behind. We have the experience graph back towards the 0 line as well after the last couple of kills happened in the mid lane. And a smoke up for Zenith as we are seeing right here. Tower gets destroyed still. That was a Dire's Courier killed. They should probably be able to TP out. That was, by the way, the place probably where the Dire's Courier went down. Yeah, that was right there. Nice shackle though, up on the pod. Should be able to take him down before the help comes. Will they be able to relocate? They're not even gonna try. It's already too late. It is already too late. Pudge bursted down and they're trying to chase down the Rubik. There is really not that much hope for that guy right there. But he is trying to delay them at least. Killing spree, double kill. Both going the way of Jay. Tries to see if there's still someone around there. By the way, there was nothing in that courier anymore. It was empty, so I mean, yes, they lost the courier, which is a lot of gold, but they didn't lose any items or didn't have any delay on items. We have a BKB about ready on the Dragonite. Now, this is trouble. Normally, you'd send the courier to pick up your BKB, but now he just has to wait until he gets back to base. Be that by TP score, which he doesn't have, by the way, or be that by body bag transportation. They are looking for a fight, or at least a push here on this top lane right here. Mechanism almost done upon the IO. That will be a big help of them as well for Zenith. I mean, they're already up against a team that is fighting with that mechanism, so having one of your own is kind of mandatory at that stage. 3,400 gold upon Yamate. Curious to see what he'll buy with that. And 1,700 for this Nature's Prophet. By the way, Yamate actually is highest in net worth right now. There was a time when this guy was highest for a fairly long time. Courier kill helped with that, of course, as well, and forcing him to walk all the way back to base from that top lane to get himself his BKB. But this was a long journey. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this was we saw him on the top lane and he walked all the way there. Wow, there's something wrong with my drawing on the minimap. Awkward. Anyways. I mean, that's a long journey. A long time to be away from farming while Yamate was farming. And he is going for an eagle song by the looks of it. Well, eagle song, I mean butterfly. He already has an eagle song. Being a pain in the meantime, going for a hex. No real surprise there. We still have a Roshan on the board, and the reason I say that is because VII just picked up a Medallion of Courage, and that might be an indication that Mineski is looking to go for Roshan fairly soon. Home Missile will chase down Dragonite. Will end up going down though. Boom! Crystal Maiden right click damage at his best. Oh, he just hit it 3 times, basically. 50 gold until that mechanism is done upon the IO, and there will be a Roshan fight. They'll actually smoke in on it. There's no wards here for the Radiant side though. The question is, I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? If you're playing Dota and your entire team is missing from the map, there's 2 things they could be doing. They could be smoking and looking for a pickup, or they could be roshing. And in this case it's roshing. You normally always have something that can check out if they are roshing. But right now, I mean, this would be a Trayan, for example, in this case, but this went way too fast because of that medallion. That's a very important thing to have when taking down Roshan, and when you want to do it fast. So they took that. Free Rosh, very nice to have. Scores even in terms of kills. Fairly even in terms of gold. 2k difference, that's really nothing at this stage, to be fair. 3k experience, same story. I mean, this is basically nothing. We have 4 staff almost up on the Windrunner. Will help her position better for those shackles, of course. And the next fight that we'll see will have that BKB up on the Dragonite as well. I'm very curious to see if Yamate at that point would have his butterfly ready. And they're gonna try to smoke up. Shadowblade use, looking for that dragon tail. He is already flying away, running away with his Shadowblade, and he actually is away in time. I mean, yeah, sure, Mineski could have continued chasing there, right? But you know you're up against a global team, so it is not a question of finding someone and then chasing him down until you kill him, because there can be a Wisp relocating together with a Pudge, and Nature's Prophet can be there, and all of a sudden there's 4 heroes right next to you. Well, you're only ganking with 3. And that's not something that you really want to have happening, because that's just too much. And it is Zenith this time that smokes up. Let's see where they will be heading. Into the dire jungle, maybe finding a juicy crystal main, and even if they only find a crystal main, by the way, that's not worth the smoke right now. So if they indeed get this crystal maiden, who by the way is also smoked up right now, this is smoke versus smoke, but the smoke already ticked off from Mineski, so they realize where they are. Look for the hook from the Pudge, but they're not gonna find anybody anymore. And that actually ended up to be a really good smoke from Mineski. Because with that smoke, they kind of nullified the smoke of Zenith, and Zenith wasted more time in that than Mineski did. I mean, they took down the gyro together with the smoke, as in they allowed him to be there too, and he therefore couldn't farm. By the way, this guy hasn't died yet. He's been in 9 out of the 13 kills, and that's quite a high involvement rate for a gyrocopter at this part of the game. Of course, part of that is, I mean, the fights were bottom lane, and he was bottom lane anyway, so why not, right? And a cooldown of Flak Cannon do give you assists on almost every single kill. But not dying yet. Dragonite has died 3 times in total. I mean, that's his counterpart that he's fighting up against. There's a Hyperstone right now. And I'm kind of wondering, who is going to build an MKB? Is someone going to build an MKB? If you look at the lineup, it would be maybe the Windrunner or the Dragonite that does that. Philippine doesn't really... No, she can, but she wants to have a hack. She wants to have disables. And there's no way that they're going to have that in time for the next fight. The butterfly is already done, so this is a very happy gyrocopter. And he's got a VKB, so Queen of Pain not really doing that much to him. And he's got a butterfly, so Dragon Knight not really doing that much to him. And he's gonna be a big factor there. So, if the Hex is not complete, and even if it is, I mean, that BKB duration is still 9 seconds. I'm almost thinking, like, maybe pretend to try and go for a couple of ganks on the gyro, just to force him to BKB and TP out. Just to make sure that that is not going to be a 9-second BKB in the next fight. Of course, there's an Aegis in the next fight for Mineski as well, so that will help them. I'm talking about next fights, but it doesn't look like these teams really want to fight just yet. I mean, if you think about team fight potential, you've got yourself Sonic Wave, Dragon Breath, Crystal Maiden. She doesn't spec her ulti just yet, but when she does, it's quite an important spell as well if she gets the chance to cast it, obviously. The Nova is an important deal in team fights. Power Shot as well. I mean, it's all okay-ish abilities to team fight with, but it has nothing against a cooldown. Or a Fate Bolt, or anything that the Rubik can steal, as we saw. He steals good things. He steals Sonic Waves and Fate Bolts and Breath of Fires, and that's like the AoE abilities that Mineski has. So, team fight wise, it should be Zenith that wins that. But let's see if they do. They see where they are though. The ping goes off, turns into a dragon. There goes the stun. Can they take him down before Sonic Wave? They try to burst him down, but he is already home safe, courtesy of the Wisp. They will still take down the Pudge though. Rubik goes down as well. Visage was able to pick him off. But that was... Oh, Wisp comes back, but no, that was a clean escape. But they did force him to BKB, and he didn't do anything. They took 2 kills. Great fight for Mineski. Would have been, of course, better if they took down a gyro, but this way, you know that you forced out a BKB. You got 2 kills. You didn't lose anything. I mean, like, for example, if Zenith was fighting back here, they probably would have still in the end won the fight, but they would have lost something as well, and they didn't lose a single thing, and they might actually get a tower off this as well, or at least a bit of damage on it. Because without the BKB on the gyro, they probably don't want to fight. They can't really afford it. Yamate might be trying to get an iron though, but it's too late. The tower goes down, and the Aegis will be vanishing as well with this one. But I believe it was already... Nah. Queen of Pain had it, but oh well. It's gone now. 3,400 gold up on her.
Thrice the night.
And that is gonna be almost, like, almost needs about 100 gold. Yeah, there it is. That's inside the fight ready. If they would have had this fight, that would have been a dead gyro, probably. Even though, wow, the Wisp came in at a good time, though. Came in at a good time to save Yamate. And this is Zenith smoking up. They've got the BKB, looking for a target. Jay already got his Hex, though, so even if he would die, he is happy with that. I mean, he won't lose anything off it. Okay, perhaps we're gonna see relocate. Now they're just gonna take a tier 2. And they might not even take it. This is Mineski TPing in to fight. Or to defend. Look at the hooks. Look at the Pudge. Misses. Oh, that's one lucky Queen of Pain. Just standing there waiting to get hooked. Nova pulls the creep wave away. This is not a tower. This is wasted time for Zenith. Wasted time indeed. And Mineski, they're gonna be really happy with this. I mean, they're still taking some farm. They've almost gotten a Assault Grass. I mean, okay, they're still up against a very fat gyro, and it's not gonna be a fun thing. But if they keep initiating on that gyro, and if they keep wasting BKB charges on him, that's going the right way. I mean, okay, gyro still hasn't died yet. Details. They've got a Queen of Pain that is highly farmed. They've got a Dragon Knight that is highly farmed. And they're only up against a very big gyrocopter. Now, the later this game goes, the more of a semi-carry this guy will be, the Nature's Prophet, who also has a Scythe of Ice, by the way. And of course, that's an important thing to have on the Queen of Pain, so she can't blink away, so she can't hex the gyro. Can't really count it for the Dragon Knight because he got the BKB still as well, so not really gonna be that much of an impact to him yet. But the later the game goes, the more of a semi-carry the Nature's Prophet will be, and that's gonna be good for Zenith. But the thing is, their Pudge is not really able to contribute that much anymore. He died 5 times. The thing that makes Pudge a good hero is the fact that he can gank and hook and snowball so hard, keep ahead of everybody in terms of levels, in terms of farm, by just continuously keeping kills, and not just by keeping ahead of others by taking kills themselves, but of course slowing the opponent team down by killing them off, or by forcing them to be playing more defensive, to be wasting more time moving around, to dodge things and such. But this patch is not really contributing that much, and because of that, or not really having that good of a start, that is, and because of that, he is not going to be of that big of an impact later game, apart from the hooks. Those will always have an impact. If you can fish, and you can fish successfully, you're going to force your opponent team either to go in and defend their teammate that has been hooked, or you're going to be able to force a fight 4-on-5 if they don't go in and they let their teammate die. Or force out a buyback with that. Would help as well. Let's see if Mineski can secure themselves a Roche here, because Roche will be up again very soon. 30 seconds. In the meantime, everybody of Zenith sitting on the top lane. There's 30 seconds. Everybody of Mineski sitting on the bottom lane now. They show themselves. They're gonna tower trade. See if they can. They might actually try to defend this still if they're in time. There's no fortification, but the tower already down on the bottom lane. Or are they gonna continue going? They're gonna continue going. Yamate and H Prophet will sit around there. But let's see how far they can get with this tier 3. Pudge and Whisper, the ones at TP. Look for the hook. Look for the hook. There it goes. Gets the Windrunner. This member is there as well. And that's gonna be a Windrunner already dead. The axe is still there. Pudge will go down with that. That's actually a big fight there. BKB is turned on. And that is gonna be a triple kill already for Yamate, who just sits there. Drops his spells and nobody can take him down. Everybody died apart from this big ass dragon here that turned on his BKB, but still had to flee, couldn't do anything with it. Tower goes down to half HP. They still lose their tier 2 obviously. They don't take any tower damage on the tier 3, but losing 4 heroes there, giving a triple kill to Yamate, yeah, that's not gonna be worth it. That's not gonna be worth half the damage of a tier 3 tower. This is one very, very fat gyrocopter, and I just said, like, you have got 2 cores. They used the hex on the Pudge, which was nice. I mean, Pudge still died, awesome, but yeah, it's gonna be, they are gonna have to use it on this gyrocopter, and better yet, they're gonna have to have something that can keep them alive through the BKB time that he has. I mean, there's still 7 seconds. I think that Mineski will only be happy when it's down to 4. And even then it's still gonna be tough because he has got so much damage. Like, you don't really need... You need your duration of your flak cannon, right? And it's like 6 attacks. That's fine. That you can do that in the time of your duration of your BKB. So as long as you can get your full potential from your BKB, as the hook just gets dodged. Oh, they're gonna go in. Where's the sentry? Is there a sentry? There goes the Dragon Seal. Can they take down a Gyro before the Hex is there? They're gonna try to relocate him though, but the Silence is there up on Freedom, and he turns on the Satanic, which he just bought, and he gets back to full HP. You see the Punch still going down, but the Dragonite will go down with him. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Can they still take him down? The Shackle, he latches, and that will be a dead Gyrocopter. Nature's Prophet trying to TP out. Will be able to do that. Yes, he will. A big fight coming off from Zenith, but they still end up losing 3 people. After that after that Gyrocopter came back to life with help of that Satanic. They should have backed off. They still got the Dragonite, but everybody of Mineski was just waiting for that BKB to go off, waiting for the Satanic to be done, and then they came back in with the Shackle, perfectly latched, and that was of course going to be a big fight going the way of Mineski. They lose the Dragonite, not that good, but they take down a Gyrocopter for the first time this game. Nature's Prophet able to TP himself out. He TP'd himself to the top lane, as you can see, to make sure that Mineski can't really do anything with the freedom that they just got. Pun intended, not intended, because they, well, I mean, they didn't get freedom in the end. Wisp stayed alive, but they do get the Roshan, lose half the damage of the tier 3. It's okay to lose that for a Roshan, but they have to be careful though, because I mean, this is Nature's Prophet, of course. Split push is his name, and if he is split pushing, and for example, a fight on the base of Zenith is not going well, but Nature's Prophet is doing very well on, for example, that top lane. then there can be a Wisp relocate together with a gyrocopter, and all of a sudden your barracks are getting threatened because he's got a lot of damage. So you have to be wary of the split push. So losing damage on tier 3s might be a bit more important for Mineski than it is on Zenith, as in it means more to Mineski, as in it's more dangerous for them because of the split push potential that Zenith has. But it's still okay to get a Roshan for. Especially we just saw, I mean, it's not going to be put in the Dragonite, but you need to have those second lives because Gyro has one. Gyro has got that Satanic, which basically gives him a second life. Let's see where they're gonna go next. We do have Dragonite also picking up the Helm of the Dominator. Might be wanting to go for a Satanic for himself. Force staff up on the Crystal Maiden just to get herself away from painful situations. More importantly, to get her teammates away from painful situations. I mean, that's something that you gotta accept if you're a Crystal Maiden. You're gonna have to, like, Force staff is a very important item, obviously, to get away from all kinds of things, sprouts and such. But it's also very important to get your teammates away, for example, from Pudge Hooks. I'm not sure why she's using the courier, but oh, they're gonna smoke. That's why. I was wondering why is the courier following her around, but they're gonna try to smoke up. Since they have got that Aegis, I mean, might as well try to use it, right? Oh, Vision. Hello.
Very cool of you.
Can't really smoke now. Your entire enemy team knows where you are. In the meantime, Gyro sitting on 1500 gold, and look at that. We see what Zenith is aiming for. Nature's Prophet picked himself up a Necronomicon, so that will be him going for a level 3 even off the bat. That will be him going for more split pushing. Because I know 5-on-5 teamfight are actually starting to get really troublesome, because basically Yamate is the only one that's really doing well in a team fight. And of course the Hex from the Nature's Prophet is still nice, but it's probably better for them is just take the team fight, have a long drawn out team fight, and you can do that with the Wisp. You've got your damage reduction, you've got your mechanism, it's awesome. You can take a very long team fight with that. And while you do that, Nature's Prophet will be pushing down top lane and will be trying to take Rex or something like that. Now we do have a smoke off from Mineski, of course, we saw them preparing for that already. Let's see who they're gonna try to find. Everybody of Zenith is wary right now. We see 4 people sitting in their base, 1 person sitting in the trees, and I mean, they know something is wrong. Their entire enemy team is missing. Nature's Prophet Treants are trying to scout out where they are, and they're not in their own jungle. So where could they be? They're in the Radiant jungle. So they are ganking, they are smoking, they are trying something. And they're actually gonna try to push with the Aegis that they have. No buyback up on the Dragonite though, could be troublesome. Nature's Prophet is gonna indeed split push top while they're at it. Let's see how far they can get. Hook. Yeah, quick. Home missile, just some harassment. Flak cannon already clearing the birds out. That's free 200 gold. Shackle doesn't latch. He turns on his BKB. Oh, this could be huge for Mineski. That is one wasted BKB. The hook still hits. Gets the Windrunner. Where's the force up from the Crystal Maiden? It is already on cooldown, but Windrunner still alive. Mechanism helping out. That's gonna be Yamate already going down. They go for the punch next. Get him as well. In goes the Nature's Prophet. Not probably one of his best decisions ever. He will be stunned up. He will be taken down. Buyback from Yamate. Buyback from the Pudge. And because of those buybacks, they defended. Oh, but that BKB on Yamate was like, that was a free card for Mineski to take a fight, and they took the fight. They didn't lose anything apart from the Windrunner. That's gonna be awkward. Okay, but he has an Aegis, obviously. And the force stab by the Crystal Maiden didn't really help because it force stabbed him this way. But he can blink himself out. But I mean, that was just a bit bad play. He just stood still. He just got hooked. That's something that I would do. And that's not a compliment. That would have been a gem too, by the way, if they got him. But yeah, that kind of actually made it a bit bad again. They just gave away Roshan.
Haste.
If they wouldn't have done that, I would have said, well, that is one amazingly good fight for Mineski. Because they stopped the split push as well. Nature's Prophet was forced or middle. Because everybody was dying. He was forced middle. He actually died. And he stopped his pushing on the tier 3 tower. Yamate died for the 2nd time within a very short period of time. And he didn't have buyback. Or he used buyback, rather. So that's even more important. Wasting gold, wasting BKB charges. He only has 5-second BKB left.
I am ever so grateful.
Let's see what they can find next. We have got everybody of Zenith inside the Dire Jungle right now. Mineski inside the Dire Jungle as well. No other lanes exists right now. And they're gonna send the birds in first. Birds go down very fast, by the way, of course, with the flat cannon of the gyro. Oh shit, there is a gem. Oh, the hook. That is gonna be one dead Windrunner, probably. Dismember is there, Dragon Tail's there, but it doesn't matter, or does it? Forced out himself away. Tries to go for a shackle, gets it on the Pudge. Pudge will end up going down. Yamate stuck. Uses his Satanic, BKB already used, and he'll get bursted down. Satanic not enough. Freezing field from the Crystal Maiden even helping out, and that is Zenith backing out. And that was Rubik, by the way, in case you were wondering why that was a dragon. But 2 people taken down by Mineski, and this was Zenith, fully prepared to take a fight. They were the ones to initiate. They hooked the Windrunner, not the best target to hook, to get. They didn't even kill the Windrunner this time. They didn't even kill the Windrunner. He just got force-staffed away, or force-staffed himself away. Whichever it was, he got out alive. Mechanism helped out. He even still got 13 stick charges. I mean, he was not in any trouble. And this will be the last tier 2 standing on the side of Zenith. No longer standing because it just got taken down. More gold going the way of this Dragonite, who's already rich to begin with. And has, of course, surpassed the GyroCups, or in terms of net worth, 4,800. Yeah, he's rich. Question is, will he stay for buyback or not? Because, I mean, we're reaching that stage where one fight could mean life or death for you right now. One fight could mean winner's bracket or loser bracket. Hook gets the Visage, uses Ghost Scepter, should get himself out just fine. And this will be a tier 3. They don't want to fight without a gyro. That's understandable. He's the one that can do the damage for their team. Nice. Nice. This is familiars from the Rubik. That's one of the better spells to steal. As you probably know, like if you have a Visage in the game, his familiars are half the hero basically. So you just stole yourself a half hero rather than just 1/4 in terms of spells. That can have a very big impact. Even though I can't really see them at the moment. Oh, actually they're there. Okay. That should have a very big impact if they fight, and I don't think they want to fight. Maybe they'll fight at the next Roshan. Oh, birds. Finding birds. Oh, look at that. Free gold. No, they'll stomp themselves there. Let's see. Ready to take him down, but this reveals that everybody of Mineski is indeed sitting ready, and that's gonna be on 200 gold. Both going the way of the Visage, so he gets revenge there. I'll take my birds back, what he says. But no, yeah, I mean, this is kind of revealing that Mineski is indeed going for that next Roshan. They so far have taken every Roshan there is. There will be a cheese next time as well, so a bigger impact even than previous ones. In the meantime, Yamate continue to farm. I'm kind of surprised to see that the Wisp is not that close to him. I mean, I was, like, at this stage of the game, you can't really go and gank anymore. I mean, that's just that you can't really do that unless you know for a fact that there's only going to be 1 or 2 people there, but I mean, the thing about a Wisp as well is that it will allow your carry to farm while still being well, basically in range of team fights. Should something happen, be that a fight somewhere else where you want to be, you can relocate in. Be that you want to escape your position, you can relocate him out and sacrifice the Wisp for his cause. But they're not really doing that much. They're still having Yamate farm though. I mean, he's still doing okay. In terms of gold per minute, he's even highest right now, 515 gold per minute. There's 2 sitting for Mineski right behind him, but I mean, he's still doing best. 3k gold in his inventory. Satanic now, by the way, also up on the Dragonite though. And he's still got a lot of money left. Even enough to buy back as well. And I mean, this is Zenith not even trying to go for Roshan. They're not even attempting it. And I mean, Mineski's expecting them to try. Look at their positioning, but it's too late. Aegis for Queen of Pain, cheese for the Dragonite. I mean, the thing about a Dragonite is, I mean, Aegis is really good for the Queen of Pain. She can get bursted down. She doesn't have BKB, so you can indeed get, you know, Fate Bolt to pick you off, or the Nature's Prophet, Nature's Wrath, or something like that. But if you turn on your BKB on the Dragon Knight, you're going down gradually. So you have got time to pop the cheese a bit better, at least than the Queen of Pain. And of course, I mean, you die, spam all your mana, throw yourself in the line of fire. You die, you come back with full mana and full HP, you can do the same thing again. And by that time, all the BKBs have run out if they are already there. I mean, this is just a 4-second BKB. I mean, that's quite tough. But yeah, that's a Gyro that's probably pretty sad. Oh, Yamate, he knows what needs to be done, because right now this is not looking good for Zenith. Of course, they're over 10k gold behind, experience over 14k. So something needs to be done, something needs to change. Well, why not build a rapier, right? You can do that. It's fine. It's casual rapier. Well, for now it's just a radiance, or relic rather. The thing is though, if you knew that, oh wait a second, that's one sheeped up Queen of Pain. Is that an Aegis already blown? That would be massive, by the way. There's a silence up. I mean, they'll both get out, but this is a Queen of Pain that actually got almost killed off by a Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet, I mean, in terms of items, not really that big of a semi-carry, but he will get there, and he's very rich as well. Almost 5k gold in his inventory. Dragon form, was it stolen? Yeah, it is stolen. Oh, the dragon form, there it is. But yeah, if you knew that your teammate was gonna go for a Radiance, Rapier rather, would probably be better to try and take Roshan as well, but they really didn't want to fight. They're gonna lose their Rex here. There's no fortification up, and this dragon will just pick them to pieces. Hook shot again on that Windrunner, like a hook magnet right there. One more hit, that's their melee barracks gone. Dragon tail up on the Gyro, still has his BKB, will turn it on. Dismember there on the Queen of Pain. He has to interrupt though, because he is taking tons of damage, and will actually be forced back into the base while his ranged racks will go down. There's the fortification. But a fortification for a ranged rack, not really needed. TP's out, a hook shot will still get the Crystal Maiden. Well, there's gonna be one dead Crystal Maiden as well. And they all TP towards that bottom lane where Nature's Prophet was able to do some damage to the tier 3. Oh, it's not over here just yet though. This is a Dragon Knight that might be in some trouble. He dodges the hook, he goes for the punch. But this is one dead, maybe dead Dragon Knight. Never mind. He pops the cheese and he tries to turn it around. That is gonna be Hyo dead. And that should be Gyro in a very tough place right now. Visage able to stay alive. No flak cannon there anymore. Still lands a soul subject. Not really doing that much damage. Dragon Knight popping a satanic. Rocket barrages. In the meantime, Rubik is just standing there trying to hit things. Home Missile gets to the Dragon Knight, and this is a fight between two very tanky heroes, by the way. Nature's Prophet ended up still taking down the Visage. Nice ulti, still doing quite a bit of damage, but they can't reach him anymore. I mean, there was a fight between the two tankiest heroes, and Rubik was out of mana, so basically could just stand there and hit things until he had mana again. His mana boots, of course, helped with that, but yeah, I mean, they used a lot on him, and they couldn't take him down. They couldn't take down the Gyro either, though. And of course, I mean, they couldn't take him down, and he still was forced to use his cheese. They got themselves no Aegis, though. Queen of Pain still has that one. She was the one that was able to manage the TP towards that bottom lane and help defend their tier 3 tower. They took down the Rex. Oh, relocate, looking for the Dragon Knight. Can they take him down? No, no. And they're actually gonna go in. BKB turned on. That should be one dead IO, and that's gonna be a dead punch as well. 2 heroes dead, and that is why at this stage of the game you do not try to gank people. You do not try to gank a solo Dragon Knight, because he's not going to be solo when he's that low on life. Shackle, of course, aligning perfectly. In the meantime, we might see, well, you see another standoff between the Queen of Pain and the Nature's Prophet. There's no gem here, though, but there, oh, actually, there is. There is. That's going to be a dead Nature's Prophet. Nice. She picked that up from, well, there's no IO ones. IO had one, of course. It dropped on the floor. I think Rubik took it home. Was around there-ish. Rubik indeed took it home. So they both got their own gems. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well played. But yeah, this is, of course, a fight going away from Mineski again. Mineski just having a real good time here. And basically, if you would think on paper, like if I would ask you people on the chat, like, okay, I have got Zenith and Mineski, who's gonna win the fight, who's gonna win the game, I think most of you would have said Zenith. Hook gets Queen of Pain. Telekinesis there as well. Shackle. Still ledges punch to a tree though. And there's still an Aegis up on the Queen of Pain. So she's not afraid to waste her life to try and get a kill here. Should be able to blink herself away after she gets back. No, gets a dismember still. Tether stun as well. That's a dead Queen of Pain. That's a gem on the floor. And that's a wasted life. Well. I said she doesn't mind throwing her life away for a kill. But I think that was just throwing her life away for nothing. They ended up still getting... Actually, no, they didn't get anything. They lost 2 and have actually bought back on the Queen of Pain. So that's 2 dead and a buyback for nothing. Favor of Zenith. They still have a chance here, especially if Mineski keeps doing those kind of things. I mean, in theory, I would put this game in favor of Mineski, but if they do that again, that's not going to be ending up well. Of course, the Rapier has gone on the gyro. I mean, we saw that coming from a while away. And this could be the exact game changer that Zenith needs. The game changer item. I wouldn't even call it a desperation rapier. I mean, you normally, if you are a desperation if you get a desperation rapier, it would be one that you really like. Oh my god, we are gonna lose if I don't get this item. And I think Zenith would even have a chance even without the rapier. This is just a good item to follow it up on. And he's only died 3 times. Now the trouble is that he has actually died in the previous fights. Like the times that he didn't die are kind of over. And I wouldn't mind seeing them trying to go for Roshan right now either, because they need it. They need an Aegis up on this gyro, because losing the rapier is not an option. That is game. But the rapier could just get them this game in their favor. We'll find out though. Meantime, Dragon Knight picking up a Demon's Edge, maybe finally going for an MKB. I mean, that butterfly has gone uncountered since he got it, which was quite a long time ago already. 2.5 minutes before Roshan is up, and Mineski knows that time's ticking. I mean, they don't have forever to wait, because they know that that gyro with the rapier, I think they saw it in the previous fight, is something that you can't really hope to counter with anything but clever play. You can't really go in head first. You can't really, I mean, you need to be the one to initiate and surprise your enemy. To go in with the Hex, and the Hex up on the gyro, make sure he can't attack, get a Shackle up in to follow it up. Just focus all your fire up on this gyrocopter, but it's not gonna happen. Hookshot already gets a Dragon Knight there, BKB turned on by Yamate, and he is just burning people to death right now. Look at that Dragon Knight, there's the Hex though, maybe they can turn it around. And there, the Satanic gets that Dragon Knight back up to full HP. They'll still see that Queen of Pain go down, but look at Yamate, the Shackle is there, and this should be a dead gyrocopter, and that, oh, Satanic by him as well, he still had it. That is gonna be a gyro, and that is a very happy gyro. And that's gonna be the only one left alive here, on the side of Mineski. They only got this Windrunner, and Windrunner will be able to TP out, but this is a 4-for-1 trade. The Pudge was the only one that died on the side of... on the side of Zenith, and that is that was a brilliant fight for them. They almost got him though, but that's Satanic. Who needs a Aegis when you've got a Satanic, right? And if Mineski didn't know already, they know it now. You need to be the one to have the vision, to want to go in. I mean, of course, there was a ward up there. They saw them coming in from the low ground, and then you have got the advantage if you're Zenith. You know exactly where your enemies are, and you can choose to take that fight. It almost went wrong for them with the Shackle and the Hex, but they didn't have enough focus damage to take him down. Couldn't take him down in time, and ended up getting 4 and towers. They had to take down all the outer towers on the side of Mineski. They only got the tier 3 standing now. Of course, there's still, I mean, in that regard, there's still 1 tower in favor for Mineski. Obviously, that tier 3 middle. But that's not going to be mattering that much right now, especially not if Zenith tries to go up high ground. But the map control totally in hands of Zenith. They've got 3 wards standing here, right? They know when their enemies are coming in. And that's something that Mineski doesn't have. They've got this ward here for the Roche pit, which is great, because Roshan is up again. No bird. Oh, bird. Nah, he's fine. But this Roshan, the Roshan is back. So the next fight will give Roshan, and probably maybe we'll give game if it goes on the gyro. Gyro almost has a heart complete. Maybe they want to wait with fighting until they have that, but they have to be careful, because if they wait with fighting, Mineski might just be able to sneak in a Roche. Trians will be able to scout it out though, and that's the one that we were looking for. Get that control. Attempt to get that control. And this is exactly what Gyrocopter should be doing. Farming with the IO, and he has his whole team around there as well. If he dies, team dies. Team effort right here. Question is, when is the team gonna start fighting? Who is gonna start fighting first? That's gonna be helping. That MKB, they didn't have that in the previous fight, obviously, and they probably could have taken him down in time if they would have had that. Shackle. Hex already used on the Crystal Main. We do have another hook, another one on the Windrunner though. This time she Windruns before that. Able to try and get herself away, force staff herself out. Buyback from the Nature's Prophet, who ended up going down. Who ended up going down, of course. With the Shackle latch to a tree. Roshan still standing, and with the buyback of Nature's Prophet, there are even terms once again. Well, I would say even terms with Crystal or Windrunner is fairly low, of course, but she actually bought a salve and just popped it just to make sure that she can be there if the fight breaks out in time. They need her shackles, and they need them on the Gyrocopter, who now has a heart. Oh, that's a Rubik with a Dragon Form. And that's a 100 gold going the way of Nature's Prophet. Nicely done. Getting that vision. They go for the punch. Dragon Tail there. Shackle as well. They take him down. Sonic Wave there as well. Yamate turns on his Flak Cannon. And look at the damage. There's going to be one dead Crystal Maiden if one more Flak Cannon hit. But the Force Staffs will keep them into safety. Blink away from the Crystal Maiden as well. And that is one dead Pudge. And 0 dead Mineski players. They had to run though. They had to run fast. Knowing that the Gyro would take them down if he had the chance. And maybe with them forced to back off, Zenith might just be able to get this Roshan purely because they can't do it so fast. But they're not going to risk it, knowing that that would be the first place where Mineski would go the moment they got back up. They can't risk to get caught out. It's just not possible. Just not possible. 4-second PKB, by the way. That's very short duration.
Double damage.
And this will be Roshan for Mineski. They're going to give it away. They are giving away Roshan. And I said like it would be game if Zenith would pick it up. You have got yourself 2 gyros, basically with a rapier, and that would be enough to kill off everybody. Mineski with the rapier is not having the same impact for them as it has on Zenith, obviously. I mean, there's still rapier gyro on the other side, but it does help out a lot. And of course, I mean, they do the same thing again. Actually, they don't. Where is the cheese? Cheese up on the Windrunner. Dragonite feels like he doesn't need anything anymore in terms of survivability. He got enough, maybe. His BKB also down to 4 seconds, obviously. The game has lasted long enough. It's a 1-hour game already. I mean, this is a best out of 1. Just to remind people, I don't know how many people joined since it started. I mean, this is GosuCup Asia by Neolution. Or Neolution GosuCup Asia number 7. And it's 4 teams that are still playing in this. We've got Rising Stars, Dreams, Zenith, and Mineski. And it's all best out of 1s. It's a double elimination, so this is still round 1 of the winners bracket. So the winner of this will go into the winners bracket finals, while the loser will go on to the loser bracket round 1. Which we're gonna see after this, by the way. And for now, I mean, this is best out of 1. This is the only chance that these 2 teams have to stay into the winners bracket. You want to stay in the winners bracket because you have to play less games then, and that's of course favorable. Leave all your focus for the most important game, which is of course the finals. Look at the sentry wards. I think they got this covered. They of course lost their gem in the previous fight. And let's see if they still have it on cooldown actually. Yeah, they do. So they can't buy a new one yet. So sentry wards plenty for everybody to see, or for us to see rather. And the gems are all in inventories of Zenith. They only are carrying around 1 though. I'm thinking they have. Oh, I was gonna say, because they have to have more, but okay, yes, they do. They are having a collection of gems in their base. Well, bottom lane. Mineski has an Aegis. I want to show for it. Let's see what they got. Yamate will be ready for them. The Zenith will be ready for the Aegises. Tower already gets bursted down. Fortification gets used already. Fade Bolt trying to help out a bit. Look for the hook. Gets it on the Dragon Knight. Dismember there as well. BKB's turned on. And that's gonna be not enough damage going through. Look at that. That's already BKB gone. Are they gonna continue to go for him? They hex him. Is there a shackle? No. Is there enough damage? He still has the Satanic. Another hex going through. Another stun going through. Shackle there as well. Sonic Wave up on 3, but they don't go away from their target. There goes the Satanic. Is it enough is the question. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it. Is it enough? It is enough. Rapier on the floor. Who will take it? Nobody shall. Hello Windrunner. Hello Rapier. That is gonna be one dead Gyro. Aegis still got burned out on the back end of things. Of course, we were following Yamate though, who was gonna get sent back to where he came from. They will be able to take down the Rax, obviously. This is a sad gyrocopter. But in the meantime, of course, Nature's Prophet, he was doing the split push thing again. Top lane Rax went gone. That is the Dragon Knight going down. He TP's back. Or buys back, rather. But yeah, this is, I mean, TP's back. It's a fancy word for dying and buying back, I guess. But yeah, I mean, their top Rex got taken down. But, I mean, that gyrocopter. Oh, I really thought for a second that they could do it, but there was so much being thrown at him. The hex on the Windrun, of course, there was double hexes. They did have that Aegis used. They did have the cheese used. It was just a man fight like no other, but there wasn't enough damage. Dragon Knight, he got shackled, he got hexed, he got stunned, the Dragon Tail, of course, and his BKB was blown very early on in the fight, and then you're practically on yourself, and that's why they would need an Aegis, to just allow that and then to still kill off your opponent team. But no, they just die. And maybe you could even say like, he should have. Well, he was also shackled, I guess. I mean, maybe you could say like he should have relocated to the base earlier with Yamate, but I think he could have actually, just to play it safe. I mean, you already lost your melee Rex anyways, so why even try to still take a fight there? And I mean, okay, it's a Windrunner with the Rapier. That's not as bad as it would be on the Dragon Knight. But let's be honest, I mean, Windrunner, we all know that she has got a pretty decent semi-carry potential right there. And she just increased it by tenfold by carrying it into my Rapier. Let's see what they can do here. If they're actually gonna try. They're not even gonna risk it. I mean, at this stage, if you have yourself the Rapier that you got from your enemy team, it's probably best to just play it safe. To avoid getting the Rapier back in the hands of the Gyro again, because that could still mean the end of you. And we know that, like, Windrunner has a thing for getting hooked, so they'll focus her down even harder than before. I mean, before they already were focusing her purely because it seemed like she was an easy target. And of course, I mean, you don't want to deal with those shackles, to be fair. Those shackles are deadly. We just saw it happen. It could happen again. We're gonna see if we can look for the hooks. There it is. Gets the Queen of Pain. Already blinks herself away. Focus fire from the low ground from this Windrunner. She has enough damage, but, like, anyway, so why not reduce it some by the focus fire? Dragon Knight pops his BKB Shadow Blade, runs himself away. I mean, they took the tier 3, that's what they came for. They back out. Won't fight until that BKB is back up again. I mean, they really have to play it safe right now. Yeah, I guess, I mean, I'm seeing the chat now from the previous fight, obviously, but, I mean, you could argue, like, maybe Nature's Prophet shouldn't have split pushed that. Maybe he should have been in that fight, because his hex is, of course, a very important factor in the fight, especially if one is as intense as that man fight-ish fight there. I mean, what would have happened if the Dragon Knight got hexed, right? Because he was pretty close to dying as well, and his lifesteal saved his life. I know, pun intended. But if there was a hex on him, he probably would have died. And then Gyro would have still had his Aegis, Rapier, which he is building again. Awesome. When one takes your Rapier, thou build another Rapier. Shall build another Rapier. Well, that's fine. Heaven's Halberds being built, I say multiples, because we already had one up on the IO as well. And I like this. I like this a lot. It just renders one person, well in this case now two, with Pudge also getting one, completely useless. As in, especially if you hit it on the Dragonite, he's just gonna stand there, because he can't hit, and he needs to hit. Windrunner, right now, pretty nice target to do that with as well, of course, having the rapier. Gonna want to stop her from attacking. And here they come again from the top. Let's see how far they got. Ethereal Blade picked up by the Queen of Pain. Ethereal Blade also up on the Visage. It's a bit of a mini or micro... Oh, Hook gets a Visage, but the melee Rex is already dead. And they're actually gonna go for these Rage Rex as well. Just rotating through. They just want Mega Creeps. They are not playing nice right now. They still lose their Visage, but, I mean, it's for the good cause. It is. BKB TP out, Sonic Wave there. He will be hexed and killed though. But this is Mega Creeps. And Windrunner didn't die. I mean, that's what they came for. Like, you wanna fight? Fine. Screw your fight. We're just gonna take your buildings and go. We die or not, doesn't matter. They just TP'd themselves out, if they could. And just made sure that they took the buildings. Well, that's a bit boring for us, but it's very understandable. I mean, they have to play it so safe. There's still plenty of chance for Zenith. There was still plenty of chance for Zenith to get back into this. But with Mega Creeps, that's a tough one. They're still gonna go for a Rapier, but you know the thing is, yeah, they will be able to probably fight Mineski again if you're a 5-on-5 fight. But Mega Creeps are like mini heroes, right, in terms of damage, so that's very painful. Besides, if they want to try to go for a smoke gank to avoid any kind of, you know, really head-on situation, just to have an extra advantage, they can't leave their base for too long. That's a Rapier gone. Back, yeah. I mean, this is not gonna be easy. In case people thought it was. I mean, I don't think you thought it was, but this is... yeah. In the meantime, GoldCup hasn't really changed that much, because we've seen it going back and forth. Experience much, graph, same story. I mean, kill score 31 to 35, also really not that big of a difference. The difference is buildings. And I mean, this Dragonite kills off this Dragonite corpse rather, kills off buildings real fast. Let's see if they will fight for this Roshan. Again, maybe an Aegis could save them, but then again, I mean, if Mineski waits long enough, right? I mean, if Mineski's gonna wait around Roshan, which they might not even need to, they'll force at some point. Zenith will be forced to be nice. Burns took it down. Zenith will be forced to go back to base to defend. Like they are right now. Nature's Prophet is the one to do that, but they're still gonna go in, so we're gonna follow this one. Rapier is of course up. They're gonna go for it. This member up on the Windrunner already picked off. That's one down. That's a Rapier on the floor. This is his second Rapier on... No? Yamate doesn't want Rapier? Okay. So Dragonite goes for freedom. Look at the Rapier. Nobody cares about the Rapier. Come on, people. There we go. Double Rapier up on Yamate. They take down the Dragonite. They take down the Crystal Main. Can they take more is the question. Mega Creeps is a very tough thing to beat, but Zenith might just be able to do this. Can they backdoor this is the question. Do they have enough damage for it? I think they will. Triple kill for Yamate. Mega Creeps, such a tough thing though. And actually, Boots of Travels for everybody. Of course, we already saw that they had those, but they're just gonna go in and gonna try to, with the help of the Mega Creeps, to take down the buildings. They don't care about the fights. The 2 Rapiers on the gyro. Who cares? It's actually, I think this is... Oh, this wasn't him. That was someone else. That was a Rubik. This is game. This is game. 2 Rapiers gyro, but Mega Creeps take the game. It is Zenith that will continue, or sorry, Mineski that will continue on in the winners bracket for this Neolution GosuCup 7. And Zenith will be dropping down to the loser bracket, where they, I think, will face up against Dreams. I'm not entirely sure. And that game will be first. After that, we'll see Mineski taking on Rising Stars, but Zenith versus Dreams in the loser bracket will be next. Who thought that a double Rapier gyro could not take a game, right? Anyways, let's have ourselves another game. Stick around for the other 2 action. here, right here, if you want to. My name is Sheever, obviously. Otherwise, well, you can read it there as well. Let's just jump ourselves in the game, next game. So stick around. We'll be right back.